Hi everyone, Dr. Hester here, and welcome to Module 5. I hope you're all doing well. I just want to take a couple minutes to introduce you to the module, but also update you on where we stand with the class. So we are in the middle of Module 4. This week, you're going to be turning in your final draft for your annotated bibliography on Sunday, as well as a discussion post and a quiz over Galvin and Galvin chapters 9 and 10. Just a reminder about the annotated bibliography. It's 100 points and it is scored very simply off of the following things. Formatted APA, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Use of all expected writing mechanics. You need for the main part, so for each annotation, a main point of that source. So give me the main ideas here. What were they investigating? What did they find? All of the nuts and bolts to let me know, because I'm not reading the article, what this article or resource is about. Then number 2, the relevance of that source. And then number 3, the credibility. How did you know this was credible? So I'd like for you to take a look at that rubric before you turn in your assignment on Sunday, just to make sure that you have everything you need in place. So the first part of the rubric is 5 points, that the APA formatting is according to APA guidelines throughout. So that means that in the sample paper that is, there's a link to this in the, whoops, did I lose you guys? There we go. In the sample paper that is linked here, linked within the explanation document I was just showing you. All right, notice there that your page numbers are in the upper right and they start on the first page. The title of your research paper is in bold print. It is the only thing in bold print in the entire paper. Everything is double spaced in the entire paper. Nothing is single spaced, except right here, you just hit enter one extra time. Your name, name of your university, our course number and title, my full name, and the month, day, and year of the due date of the assignment. On page 2, notice the page number is right here up in the right, and the exact same title you used on the title page is here. Now, I know it seems strange, but look, there is just one double space here, nothing extra. Nothing is single spaced. Here is the reference for the first resource. It starts here on the left, and then starting with the second line is indented an extra ½ inch. So APA rules are that we have 1-inch margins all the way around, top, bottom, left, right. And then this second line of each annotation is indented ½ inch. And then you do not hit an extra space. It is just double spaced all the way down. Start your annotation. Make sure that you've given those 3 things for each reference. The 3 things that I was talking about just a minute ago: a summary, what are the main points? What does this have to do with your research question? And how do you know it's credible? So I'm going to pop back over there so you can see we have these 3 major areas in our rubric worth 20 points each. So I am simply going to be looking for the highlighting in your paper. You have the summary of the source, the relevance of the source, the credibility of the source. Okay, so then when you're ready for your next resource, you don't add any more extra lines. It's just another double space and you start your next source. If for any reason you have 2 paragraphs in one of your annotations, the APA rules are that you indent the second paragraph another 0.5. And then if you were to have a third paragraph there within one annotation, you would indent it the same extra ½ inch. This is something that I think I said wrong in a previous message. So please take note that if you do have a second paragraph, this is how it's handled. Now, be careful because Word and Google Docs, they have a tendency to add extra spaces. So the last video I sent you was a way to check to make sure that you didn't have extra spaces. Just look at it, eyeball it. If you think it looks funny and there's extra spaces, then highlight each section and go up into the spacing and make sure there isn't the opportunity to delete that extra space. And that is the way this continues throughout. Remember, the whole purpose of the annotated bibliography is for you to take notes about your sources, to prepare for the literature review, to write the literature review. So annotated bibliography is your annotations. It's your notes about that particular source. So again, look at the rubric. All the APA formatting needs to be correct. You need to cite each source, which you do at the beginning of each annotation. Each annotation needs to be 150 to 200 words in length. Each annotation needs a summary of that annotation. What are the main points of it? And I would like for you to highlight that in green. Each annotation needs to give the relevance of that particular source for your research topic in question. And I would like for you to highlight where you explain that in blue. And then each annotation needs to explain the credibility of the source. How do you know it's credible? And use some of that CRAAP to prove that your source is credible. And I would like for you to highlight that part in pink. So when I look at your papers that you turn in on Sunday, all of the annotations should be highlighted in green, blue, and pink. The reference itself, where you're citing the source, is plain text, but I need for you to highlight each part of this. I want to be able to see without a doubt that you know you are giving the relevance of the source in this particular area. And then finally, expected writing mechanics is worth 5 points, and that is that there are no grammatical, spelling, or punctuation errors. So as you can see, the bulk of this is all about the annotations, the notes that you took on your source. And it's just very important that you double check your APA citations, your APA formatting, I should say, to be sure that that's done correctly. And that sample paper I gave you is perfect for that. And then do make sure, I know it's kind of odd, you've probably not had to do this before, but please highlight within each annotation each one of these parts of the expectations, the requirements. So that is a brief summary of the annotated bibliography scoring. Since we're turning that in on Sunday, I wanted to make a short video just reviewing what that needs to look like. I know that it will be excellent. You all are very diligent in completing your assignments. It's just that last week I saw a lot of errors with the APA formatting, and that is a big part of this rubric. So I want to make sure, there should be no single spacing. There should be nothing more than a double space, except for on that title page underneath your title. There should be no bold print except for the title of your paper on the cover page and the first page. Make sure you have your numbers in the right corner, upper right corner. Look up the rules. It's just part of what you need to know to be able to present educational research or research in general, being able to follow the APA specifications. So I hope that this helps you feel really prepared to turn this in on Sunday. I'm looking forward again to seeing it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.